and we'll do it live.
Hello and what's up, guys? Bob here for BP Fishing. Still trying to figure out this whole live stream. I don't think I've got all the kinks worked out yet. It's been quite the process. I have been busy, just like most of you guys, over the last few weeks, getting prepared for Christmas, and I've done some traveling for work and all sorts of things. So it's been a little bit tough for me to sit here and work on this computer software. I hope that you guys can hear me. I won't know until somebody jumps on, but fingers crossed, you guys can actually hear me. Once I get a few people jumping on here, then I will actually know if it's working. Turn it up. All right. Well, we can easily do that. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's a little bit difficult to determine exactly where I need to be with the volumes. Hopefully that's a little bit better. There's a few things in here that I can do that'll actually allow me to turn the volume up and keep track of all that stuff. So hopefully it does work. Can barely hear me. Let's see. All right, let me try doing this a little bit. It's always tweaking and changing things just a little bit. But this is part of the process. So is that a little bit better, Jason? Can you hear me now? Hopefully you can hear me. I turned the volume up a little bit. Hopefully it's not blaring anybody out at all as well. This is, again, all part of the process, me trying to figure out how to do this, how to do an actual live stream that I enjoy doing, something fun. And obviously it's going to be about fishing because that's what it's all about. And so for me, fishing has been tough. Again, over the last few weeks, it's been busy. There's been a lot of things going on, traveling for work and just doing things in general, and I have not been able to get out to fish. So here in Illinois, we've got a weird thing going on right now where, you know, it's been cold enough to create some ice on top of the water, but not cold enough to do ice fishing. We've actually got a warm-up coming this weekend, and it's going to be 44, something like that. It's going to be like 44 on Saturday, so I'm actually going to grab some stuff and go fishing. It's going to be exciting to be able to do. Good. I'm glad this actually works as far as the audio. Again, it's just tweaking right where I need it to be, putting my settings here so I know that, hey, I've got to hit this point in order for the audio to come through right. So that's good. I was just going through Instagram, going through a whole bunch of stuff, and looking at everybody's fishing photos and videos and stuff like that, and really, really getting jealous and excited and itching and all of that stuff just to be able to go out this weekend. Again, it's something that I haven't been able to do in a while, and I can't wait to go. Not even sure where I'm going yet. It will be Saturday morning. I was thinking about hitting a river, throwing a line on the bottom for some catfish and throwing some, maybe a Ned rig or jigs or something like that, some football jigs for some smallmouth, but it's to be determined at this point. Just still trying to figure out exactly what I want to do on Saturday, but it's an opportunity to fish, and it looks like I'll have an opportunity to fish as well on Monday. I will be off on Monday, and I may be able to fish on Monday as well, which will be really awesome to be able to do. Considering the fact that we're in winter, and if we get a little bit of good weather, I definitely have to take advantage of it. I do know there's one place down in Peoria, I think, called Powerton. It's a cooling lake. That opens up, I believe, December 23rd. They've had it shut down to redo the ramps and all kinds of stuff, and I'm thinking about taking a trip out there at some point. It's a 2-hour drive to get down there, but it'd be worth it if I can catch some fish. So, you know, that water temperature at the cooling lake, even in the winter, is going to be warm. It's actually going to be a pretty good thing. You got white perch through November. That was awesome. Where are you from? The earth is falling. The sky is looking for you. Great name. That's a lot. Well, what area are you in? White perch would be fun to do, and through November. So I wonder if you've had a chance to do any fishing recently. Seems like I just, gosh, it's just, I'm itching, man, so bad, just to be able to go out there and cast out and just be outside and enjoy it a little bit. I'm just extremely excited for it. It's going to be so cool. So I'll show you guys. I picked up some lures, actually some swim jigs. I love the swim jigs. It's one of my favorite things to do. Pennsylvania. Okay, cool. I actually did some fishing while I was in Pennsylvania earlier this year. I'd really have to look up and see where it was. So I was actually right around the Philadelphia area, staying in a town called Exton, which is to the west, northwest. Yeah, northwest. And I had some fun fishing out there. I didn't catch as many fish as I'd like to, but you know, it was definitely a blast to go fish in a different state. It's hard because you know a lot of areas are totally pressured, and you don't know really where you can fish. But I found the little creeks and rivers off the big lakes where most people don't want to fish. That's where I was fishing, and I had some luck just doing some Texas rigs, stuff like that. So that was a blast. Making some swim bait lures. That's awesome. I've actually started looking into making some of my own things. I don't really know where I want to go with it yet. I would love to. You see people doing like different square bills and things like that they're airbrushing and painting themselves. I'd love to do that. Looking at people, you know, making swim baits and things like that, even the bigger swim baits that we see, you know, people are making those, and I look at it, and I know I'm not a really handy person when it comes to that kind of stuff. Woodworking, things like that, I can't do. You need your car work done, need some work done around the house, I'm cool with that, but some of those small, intricate stuff, I don't know if I can actually do, but I figured I'd look into it a little bit and maybe invest a little money and see if I can actually get into something right now. Freaking Out Fishing, what's up, man? Nice to see you here. Again, this is kind of like a soft launch / test, because I don't know if everything's working. So all of this stuff, this software I have, it's all kind of new to me. I haven't had a chance to hook up with a buddy and learn a little bit more. I'm actually out of the Chicago suburbs, so Illinois, and we're just mixed up right now with the weather. It was snowing on Halloween, and it looks like we're gonna have a very green Christmas. I think it's gonna be like 45 or 48 on Christmas. So it's just absolutely weird weather. But believe it or not, we almost did the same thing last year, which means after Christmas the temperatures are gonna tank. And it's going to get cold, which means I'll have to try out ice fishing for the first time, which I've never done it. I absolutely have zero experience ice fishing, but I've been watching a lot of videos on it. I'd have to go buy some gear, stuff like that, but I'm going to try to figure that out if I can. So that'd be pretty awesome. So let's see. I'm talking small, soft swim baits. Look back a few videos for my intro. Yeah, I'll definitely do that, man. Maryland, very cool. I've never been to Maryland, I don't believe, but I know the area pretty good. So, well, yeah. So, Jenny, what goes into making your own lure? Being the fact that I really don't know that much about it, it all depends on what you want to do. You can make the soft plastics, which you'd have to get, you know, different molds and stuff like that. Pick out specific colors. I know that for me, like what we call the pumpkin greens have been absolutely awesome this year. My brother, who is Jason Kidd, he's been killing it on like the Zoom orange baits, Texas rigged. So that's been great, but all kinds of stuff goes into it. Yeah, you've got color, different colors for different times of the year, different types of fish. The smell, you could definitely do some good smelling stuff for the plastic lures. And then the size, well, we all know size does matter, doesn't it? So you can, I always joke around that the bigger the lure, the bigger the bait, the bigger the fish. So You get one of those big swim baits, you're more likely to get one of those big bass, which is definitely a cool thing. So haven't done ice fishing either. You know, it's here's the thing about ice fishing. So me being in Illinois my entire life, 100% of my life, I really really hate the cold. I hate the cold so much. I worked out in the cold for many many years, um, and I really hate the cold. But I love fishing so much. That's the thing. So in here we've got in Illinois we've got like 7 months of cold weather. Now it's not all ice fishing weather, but we do have several months, basically from this time of the year when it's a normal winter, all the way through the end of February into March, possibly. That could be an ice fishing season. So I've researched some gear. The gear's not that expensive. I don't need a shanty or a tent or anything like that. I'm willing to tough it out and layer up and be ready for it. So, but it's a whole nother world that I really haven't gotten into. But I'd love to be able to do it. So. Let's see. Looking through the comments here. Haven't tried ice fishing. Yeah, same here. Um, let's see. Green pumpkin never fails. I don't know why that's been so for largemouth, which the majority of everything I do is largemouth fishing. Um, yeah, I mean the green pumpkin, it never fails, man. That thing it's one of my favorite colors, and I'll use it all kinds of different stuff. The Guggen baits like the bug or the bandito bug, um, just some of the Berkeley worms or Zoom worms or whatever it may be. That green pumpkin always is successful, and you can have a lot of luck on something that's like black and blue. That's always a good combination as well, depending on the type of water you have. So. Definitely have a lot of hand warmers. I've actually got like 10 packs of hand warmers in my truck. I went to a Bears Cowboy game a few weeks ago when um, they were on Thursday Night Football, and I brought them with just in case. I'm like, I'd rather be prepared, and I never had to use them. So they're still sitting in the truck, and anytime I go fishing in the cold, I've got those things. It's just one of those things you have to have. If you can't feel your fingers, that's not a good thing. So comments are coming in like crazy. Let's see. I make 1 to 4 inch, but usually the smaller. Okay, the smaller swim baits. So, yeah, I mean 1 to 4 inch. That's a great range. Even the big bass will hit on that. So I like that totally. So. Yeah, I will freaking out fishing. As I continue this on and I make sure that all of this stuff works and I start doing this regularly, my plan is to start doing it on Thursdays. I'll probably wait until right after the new year, but every Thursday night I plan on, doing a live stream, and I'm going to have guests on and stuff like that. I'm going to be reaching out to all sorts of people and see if they want to just come on and talk about fishing. I mean, that's what we do. So, there's definitely an opportunity to collaborate on some of that stuff. So thanks for stopping by Freaking Out Fishing. I appreciate it. Let's see. Hate the cold too, but we'll do some local stream side sucker fishing. Cheat with worms then. That's not cheating, I mean, I do all kinds of stuff like that. So like I said, so my plan for Saturday is probably to throw a line on the bottom, throw a night crawler or some cut up shad or something like that on the bottom. On a circle hook, and then just do some smallmouth fishing too. I'll throw a bell on the pole so I can hear it and just kind of walk the shoreline and see if I can find something. That's my plan right now. Not sure how that's going to play out, but I do have a couple locations in mind that I'd like to go visit. And again, the reality is it's just being out. Being out and being able to fish. That's what it comes down to. I'll have my GoPro strapped to me and all that stuff, and hope I can record a good video out of it. But really, it's just about getting out and doing something. Other than sitting inside. I'm not much for watching TV stuff like that. My wife and I have a few shows that we kind of watch, but they're on Netflix and Hulu or whatever they are, and so we just don't. We don't watch that much TV. We'll let a couple episodes build up, and then we'll go binge watch it and be done for a week or two. So. But that's yeah, the orange tails. So Jason said green pumpkin, orange tail, and yeah, they're really good. So let me show you guys. So like I said before, I love swim baits. That's one thing that I've really kind of been into. And before this season, I really hadn't fished with the swim bait. I learned so much watching videos, other guys on YouTube, and just going out there and actually doing it, that I kind of fell in love with the swim bait. Throw a trailer on there, all kinds of stuff. And I just, I absolutely love them now. So I actually got some moccasin lures, some swim jigs. So let me flip the other camera on here real quick. So see if this works. Nope, that didn't work. I hit the wrong button. All right, so let's see. Yeah. So here's a swim jig that I got from Moccasin Lures. This is a 1/4 ounce. It's got that blue and black color to it. I actually all of the ones I'm going to show you guys, I got them in a 1/4 ounce and 3/8 ounce because those are my two favorite sizes. So you know, that one's really cool. And got this one here. This one's kind of the pumpkin green, like we talked about. Got a little dash of purple in it, a little bit of orange, black heads on them. So this one's actually pretty cool too. Really like this. I haven't thrown them yet. I'm hoping they're as good as I was told they were. So which I don't doubt it. They look real good quality. This one's straight up green. Trying to tilt it so I don't get the light on it, but other way. So these look really good. Again, it's just got to get out there and use them. So I'll probably throw football jigs this weekend instead of the swim jigs, but this one's white, a little bit of black to it, a little bit of green on there too, a little bit. Let me turn it around and see if you can see it a little bit better. See a little bit of green on the tail end too, so that's pretty cool. I picked up a bunch of these. They were referred to me by another YouTube guy, and so I picked up a bunch of them. That way I could have them. You know, that's kind of what we do as far as, you know, fishing gear. Once we get it, you know, once we find something we like or find something new, we want to grab a whole bunch of them and be able to try them out. So. Well, you shouldn't be watching on your phone, but that's a good point, Jenny. Very good point. Hey, Uncle, love you. Hey, Colton, love you too, bud. I'll see you soon. So the Earth is falling. Maybe we hit me up. Let's see how we can work out a deal. Maybe I'll buy some off you and try them out if you're willing to sell some. I'd definitely like to try new baits, like I just said. So you've been using your own swim baits for 8 years. I know, you know, a lot of time and all of that stuff goes into it, but if you're willing to sell them, I'll definitely check them out. White whale fishing, what's going on, man? How are you? Hope things are well. Yeah, I'm just doing this little live stream, testing things out. I'm still trying to figure out. So I've got one monitor off to the left. That's why you guys see me looking to the left. I need to figure out how to get my comments up on this screen as well, so I don't have to look away. But this is kind of where I'm at right now. Gotta figure it out. So let's see what else we got here. Yeah, see, I've never used the moccasin jig, so this is a new purchase. I got 8 of them, and we'll see. Hopefully they work out. If so, I mean, I'll buy more. I'll buy. I'll celebrate their entire catalog. I'll get one of everything, you know. So, trailers for spinner baits, jig head, weightless, popper, hook. When's that? Yeah, well, yeah, windless days. Yeah, there's I don't see many windless days being in the Chicago area. You know, they do call it the Windy City for a reason. I know many times when I'm fishing my spinning reels and I've got monofilament on there and I'm out fishing on windy days all the time, it just absolutely destroys the line and just, I don't know. You get used to, you know, fishing in the wind and dealing with it all the time, but it kind of sucks. So Caveman on YouTube. So if I haven't subscribed to any of you guys that are coming in the chat, I will definitely check out all your channels, make sure I'm subscribed to them, watch some videos. Like I said, I consume a lot when it comes to fishing stuff. I try to watch as many channels as I possibly can. I obviously don't get to all the channels all the time because I am subscribed to a lot of people, but I like to have a lot of different options and different perspectives in my feed. So if I haven't subscribed to you yet, look, watch for it because it's coming, and I'll check out a couple of videos. I try to watch a couple of videos every day, just depending on time. Like I said, the more I can learn from it, the better. So, Lafayette, Indiana, yeah. I know Lafayette very well, by the way, and yeah, you're not too far. So what we've got with the waters right now are the ponds have this sheet of ice over the top of them, but it's not real thick. That's the only thing. So as far as being able to stand on them, seems a little strange. I don't know if I'd actually do that, but I do know we are expecting a warm up starting tomorrow over the next week, basically. So all that ice on top of the water is probably going to go away. It may be there still by the time, basically after Christmas. The day after Christmas is the high point, and it's just going to kind of go down from there. So, but when sorry, I just got a text message from somebody watching. So, after Christmas, the temperature's going to be peak, and then they're going to slowly go down from there all the way into the new year. So I think over any ice that's out there for most of us, Illinois, Indiana, and maybe Wisconsin, Minnesota, all that will be fine, northern Michigan. But for most of us, the ice is going to be unsafe as far as I'm concerned. So I will wait until after the new year and start to look for some ice and get some gear and all that stuff. So I do not have an auger. Because I've never ice fished, but I'm willing to make the investment to be able to do it. I just got to get some cold weather, some ice, and figure it out. So let's see. Yeah. So, anyways, white whale fishing. That ice you have there. If you do plan on going out on it, just be careful because with the warming weathers, all that stuff, you don't know how thick it's going to be. It's gonna change real quick. So that's just the time of year we're in right now. So hard to find windless. The sky is always ripping in jet trails and wind. Yeah, I mean that's just how it is. Maybe if you're fishing, I don't know. There's areas out there where you don't see a lot of wind. I wonder. I mean, Texas is pretty wide open, so you're gonna get some wind, but it's always super hot there. So it's weird to be able to find that. So casting drop shots into holes in the ice. I mean, that is a good idea. That's definitely a good idea to do that. Drop shot would be great. Possibly a wacky worm I'd throw as well. Just super, super slow. Everything is super slow this time of year. Like I said, I'm doing some. I think I'm going to do some Ned rigs and some football jigs just to kind of see what happens. So let's see. I love weedy pond fishing. Hardly anyone fishes them. I fish them heavy first in spring with the bears. Yeah. I a lot. So here in Illinois, with the way the weather is and all of that stuff, we do get tons of ponds that are just full of weeds, and I don't mind fishing them either. I'll throw some topwater, throw some frogs, throw some poppers if I can. Some whopper ploppers to run the top water if possible. Otherwise, I'm going to go Texas rig, Carolina rig, or do a swim jig with a big fat trailer on it. That way, it's really, really weedless. Sometimes you do get caught up a little bit, but I've killed it like that. The areas that people don't want to fish, I try to fish them. So as much as I possibly can, as long as I can get to the water. I mean, that's the hard part. So a lot of these areas are so weedy, and they've got, the just weeds is higher than you, and sometimes it's hard to get to the water. But for the most part, if it's weeds, do not deter me from fishing. So I'll definitely fish it. Negative. I'm 6'2", 295 pounds. Thin ice, no way. No, I understand that, dude. I mean, I'm not 6'2", 295 pounds, but I'm one of those guys. It's kind of like safety first, man. It's just I'd rather not fall into ice today. I'd rather not drown or get stuck under ice or anything like that. And all my approaches when it comes to fishing, to everything I do, but especially fishing. I take my boat out. I'm extremely cautious. I don't have to go 80 miles an hour through the water. My boat can't go that fast, but I don't have to go crazy fast or any of that stuff. It's always about safety, man, because somebody gets a hook in them, or you mess up your boat or whatever. It's just gonna upset you, make you mad, all that stuff, and don't want to do that. So kayak, yeah. See, so here. All right, let's talk about a kayak real quick. I'm just my whole topics are just going off of what you guys are talking about. So this spring, I'm looking into getting some sort of a kayak or something. I was looking at the Old Town kayaks, one of those the PDLs, the pedal kayaks, which are extremely expensive but look really, really nice. Seen some reviews on them, great reviews, very, very cool kayaks. I've also been looking into Johnny Boats. If you don't know them, it's just go to johnnyboats.com and check those out. Those are kayaks with built-in trolling motors, and you can actually put a 2 to 3 horsepower motor on the back end of it as well. Those things look pretty awesome too. So a buddy of mine, Brandon, he actually just got one. Hasn't been able to try it because the weather's terrible, but he did get one. Looks really nice. I'm impressed by the way they look. But springtime, man, I can't wait. My wife kind of went, well, you just bought a bass boat, a 2018 bass boat or whatever. Why do you need a kayak? I'm like, well, I can't take the bass boat everywhere. You can't take that in everything. And I do have some areas that I really, really want to fish and get to, but I haven't been able to do it just for the fact that if you don't have a small boat or a kayak or something like that, you're not going to get to them. I did look into those Old Town Voyagers as well. So it was Old Town, Hobie, and the Johnny Boats are the one I've kind of been looking at going, all right, I need to do one of these, one of these three. I don't mind paying a little bit money for them. I'm cool with that, but it's just, trying to decide which one to get. That's been the toughest challenge out of all of them, just considering the fact that I've been looking into them all for a while, and I see reviews and everybody loves what they have, but it's like what exactly am I gonna do? So I don't know. That's gonna be one of those gut decisions you just kind of make. You get through it and you say, okay, well, here's what I'm gonna do, and just go ahead and do it. So plenty of front and back space, $420, bought about 12 years ago. Well, you've definitely got your money's worth then. That's for darn sure. For it to hold up 12 years, not have any problems with it, got plenty of space, all that stuff. Yeah, you're good then, man. And I really don't even know how much space I need on a kayak. I just kind of think about what I take with me now. If I'm shore fishing, I got a backpack loaded with stuff that's probably way too heavy. If I'm on the boat, I've got compartments, so I pretty much pack everything. Well, not everything, but I pack the big variety of stuff that I'm like, hey, I don't know what they're going to be hitting on today. I want to take it all. And I do that just because whatever's biting, I want to catch. My brother and I went out earlier this year before Labor Day, and the whole goal, we were on my boat. We went to a cooling pond. The whole goal was to go out there, catch, do some bass fishing. Haven't done a lot of bass fishing on this lake, and we're like, we're going to go hit these bass. We're going to catch them. And it's actually one of my videos I don't know what it's called. I'd have to look it up, but we went out there trying to catch bass, and boom, caught a catfish on a crankbait. It's okay. That's kind of weird. He was I think he was about 2.5, 3 pounds, something like that. I'm like, I'm just going to hang on to him. If I don't decide to keep him, I'll throw him back. And not even 2 minutes later, my brother catches another catfish on a, I think it was a rattle trap, or no, just some kind of little small, purple lure or something like that. and we wound up changing out all of our gear and switching over and doing catfishing. So it wound up being a pretty cool thing. But that's why I keep so much on the boat, because you just never know what's going to happen. That day we wound up catching 17 catfish. We actually brought 14 of them home, which was really cool. By the time they were filleted, we wound up with 11 pounds of fillets, and then we wound up cooking them all up on Labor Day weekend and feeding, I don't know, 15 plus people, and had plenty of leftovers, which was awesome. You did get one bass that day, but yeah, that was it. The lone bass. So let's see, 11 foot. Yeah, so one of my buddies down in Houston, a guy named Gentleman Jim, he fishes some of the ponds and lakes in Houston, and then he'll go saltwater fishing, and he won't actually like go all the way into the ocean, but he'll do these little backwaters leading up to the ocean. He says don't buy anything, under like 11 feet. You need to go 11 feet and bigger because they're more stable. You got to make sure they're, pretty wide. That way, they don't tip very easy. So he's been kind of showing me some things and talking to me about some things to hopefully I can keep in my memory and make a good decision when I'm ready for that. So yeah, always bring more than you end up using, and that's okay. I mean, it's okay to do. I like fishing, but I'm not very good at it. You know what? Anytime you start something new, you're not good at it. But the goal is to go out there and do it. I mean, the more you do it, the better you're going to get. And watching YouTube videos, stuff like that, other guys talking about what they're catching it on or how they're catching it. And sometimes when I'm in my videos, I'll talk about the technique I'm using. And tons of people do that. They go into way better detail than I do, which I've learned a lot from my videos. And I've learned for next year or every video that I do what I've got to do better at. I get a lot of views, and I get a lot of people, with comments and all that stuff, but I'm my biggest critique, and I watch my videos back after I post them, and I'm like, man, why didn't I talk about this, or why didn't I do that? And it's just something that I'm learning to do as I go through this whole process. So typically when I'm out fishing, I don't say much, I just fish. So actually bringing cameras along and trying to create a whole story, it's been a whole new process this season for me. So I just started posting videos, I think, this year in April. So it's not like I've been doing it for years like some of these guys. And I mean, they really, really know what they've been doing, what they're doing. So from Heineke Lake. No, this was actually from Braidwood Lake. So we did hit up Heineke earlier this year, my brother and we got a couple walleye out of there. My personal best and his personal best and first walleye. Actually, not his. It was his personal best at that time. He's broken that record now. But Heideke's got Heineke was messed up at the beginning of the season. So a lot of places were messed up, and the reason they were messed up is because we had a spring coming out of winter into spring that had so much rain. I mean, it just rained and rained and rained, and everything flooded, and all the water levels were up all season long. Because those water levels were up and they stayed cool for so long, spawning occurred later than it should have, and it just messed up everything for this season. Like, there's so many times where I was out fishing and I'm looking and it's July and you still see, largemouth in their beds. Going into August, you still see that. Even the bluegill spawning late, and it was just this whole season was kind of messed up, and it's just hopefully going into next year, we don't have tons of rains, we don't have high water levels. I know Heineke Lake, which Jenny referred to, the water levels are so high there that there's this bridge that you can go under to go from the south side to the north side of the lake. And most people couldn't even fit under the bridge this year just because the water levels were so high. So there was not a lot of fishing going on the north side of the lake. I think towards the end of the season, the water levels came back down, and some people were able to get under it. Some people did go under it and took a pretty good chance going under that bridge. I saw somebody where they took their little windshield, by their council and everything, they took that off, and they were literally like 2 inches from hitting the bridge. And it's like, again, to me, it goes back to the safety thing that I was talking about before. I'm just not going to take the chance. I'm not going to take the chance to damage my boat or potentially hurt one of us or something like that just to get to the north side of the water and fish. Do you trust the fish out of the lake? I've eaten fish out of all the cooling lakes. I don't glow in the dark, and I'm not dead yet. And nobody else I know who's eaten them has been. So believe it or not, the Illinois DNR, they do a good job of going out and testing waters and making sure they're within safe levels and all that stuff. So I'm not really worried about it. If me eating a fish out of a cooling lake's going to give me cancer or something, I'm probably going to get cancer from something else. You know what I mean? It's like everything causes cancer these days, and I've never had a problem eating them, and they were actually very good fish, so I was okay with it. The weather domino affects everything. Yes, it does. And it was so bad this year. It was horrible. I was not happy. I have to take a drink. Hold on. That's just sitting there getting warm. Not good. The weather was just so bad in the spring, and it just continued on. And we had a lot of rain this summer, and going into fall, I know I took a trip up to fish the Fox River. I started up in Algonquin and worked my way south through, through Batavia, through I was in Oswego, Montgomery, Elgin. I mean, I just hit the Fox River all the way down, and it was so flooded. It was unreal. It was unbelievable. I did get a couple smallmouth up at Algonquin in an area that was extremely flooded, but there was some overflow waters, I guess you could say, where normally the ground would be. And I fished those and caught some smallmouth out of it, which was awesome. But I mean, it was so badly flooded, it wasn't even funny. And I'm sure by now water levels have all gone back to normal and everything's good now, but it's all going to depend on what happens in the spring. If we get a bunch of rain again in the spring, this whole year is going to be messed up again. I hope it doesn't happen. I really, really hope it doesn't happen. Let's see. Even if you don't catch a fish, you can catch a good buzz and have a relaxing time. That's true. That's true. To me, it's really about going out and having that relaxing time, getting off my phone, getting away from a computer. I'm on 3 computer screens all day. That's what I do for work. So, but to get away from that, like I said before, I don't watch much TV, so I don't have to worry about that piece. But just to get out, get away from all the sound of everything, have some relaxation time, be able to do some fishing, get some exercise, fresh air, all that stuff. That's what it's all about, man. And if you catch a fish while doing it, that makes it even better. So let's see. When everything gets muddy, I usually fish my weedy yet clear small lakes. I do. So I do have I call it my honey hole. It's a lake. It's not really small. It's pretty big, but the water in it's crystal clear. I mean, the water's great in it. Even after all the rains, it stirred up a tiny little bit, but within a few days, it was clear again. And I mean, it's really, really clear. Not super weedy. There is a time in the spring going into summer that the weeds will grow a little bit more, but then you just switch up your gear. You know what you're fishing at that point. And that's really where I kill it with those green pumpkin worms. They work really, really well in that kind of environment. So super clear water and a bunch of weeds. I'll throw a Texas rig green pumpkin and kill it all the time, which I absolutely love. We do not drink when we fish. That's true. So here's the thing. When it comes to fishing, especially on my boat, I'm definitely not going to be drinking. I mean, that's just the law, but it's my rules as well, because I'm not going to take a risk. If the only time I really drink while I fish is if let's say I'm camping and I've got a lake by me and I throw some lines on the bottom and I'm chilling and hanging out and fishing and stuff, then I'll have some drinks. But other than that, I typically don't drink while I fish. I'm not knocking anybody for doing it. You know, to each your own. But I usually don't, and it's for safety purposes, really, more than anything. I go to plenty of places where people leave beer cans and all kinds of crap, and sometimes I wind up picking it up because they didn't. And usually when I'm fishing, it's early morning. I usually finish up about noon, so basically sun up till about noon, and that's it. I'm done for the day. Sometimes I'll get out there in the evening if I have the opportunity, and you know, that's always good too. But yeah, not drinking, but everyone's got their own thing, you know. So I'm not gonna say whether it's right or wrong. Follow the local laws. That's what I'll say. That's the best thing to do. So let's see. Going through the comments here. Yeah, two-hearted ale. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Got rid of TV 10 years ago. Well, so like I said, we cut the cord as far as cable or anything like that, but we've got Netflix, Hulu, and because we have Amazon Prime for, you know, for our Amazon account to get stuff shipped here faster, we have Amazon as well. And I was actually able to get Disney Channel TV for free because I have Verizon Wireless, so they gave us that free for a year. But I just don't spend a lot of time watching it. My wife and I've got, like I said, a few shows we've been watching, but like right now, we've got one show that we've been watching since, I don't know, for 11 years. We're probably 3 or 4 episodes behind, but we know they're going into the winter break, so not a big deal. We'll go catch up at some point after the holidays or in between the holidays or something, and that's probably what we'll wind up doing on New Year's. Is catching up on shows. We are halfway through the movie The Irishman, which is a mobster movie. It's a 3.5 hour movie. We got halfway through it 2 weeks ago, and we haven't got back to it yet. So, yeah, not too much TV. I'll watch the Bears games when they come on. I mean, it's not like they're really playing football out there, but I will watch them. And otherwise, I probably have maybe 3 or 4 hours of TV time a week. I mean, that's not much. So I'd much rather be out here doing something. On the other side of the screen, there's a drum set, so I'd be playing drums. I've got plenty of other stuff to keep me occupied. My wife and I both work a lot and try to spend as much time as we can with each other in the evenings as well. So, yeah. Let's see, what else? Sport fishing, no drinks, but when you're chilling, have a drink. Yeah, that's true, totally. I mean, that's kind of how I am. I mean, it's when I'm sport fishing, no. When you're chilling, got some stuff on the bottom, like I want to do an overnight trip for catfish and stuff like that. Sure, if it's allowed, I'll have a drink. Why not? I'm cool with that. Quit drinking 12 years ago. Almost killed me too many times. You know what? Congrats on your sobriety. That's awesome, dude. And that's the next comment there. That's good. I mean, it's a good thing. I know a lot of people who are sober, clean, not because it almost killed them, but for whatever purpose, and that's a good thing. So I'm going to try this real quick. I have no clue if this is going to work. No idea. But I'm going to try this. I've got a little segment that I've put together called InstaFish. It's basically looking at pictures from Instagram that I found this week and figured I'd share them with you guys. So let's see if this actually works. I don't think I heard audio. I don't know. Did you guys hear any audio on that little video? I don't know if it came through or not. For whatever reason, I did not hear it. So I don't know why that would have occurred. But again, this is all part of the process, me trying to figure out this thing. So I will throw up a few pictures here from different people's Instagram. Of course, I am on Instagram and fish and all that stuff. So let's see. There we go. Bill Sneed, Bill_Sneed. I think he's in, I don't know where he's at. He's in some warm weather environment. I think he's in Florida, getting 4 nice fish today. Nice largemouth. You did hear music. Okay, cool. I didn't hear it in my ears. I don't know why. I should have, but whatever. As long as you guys heard it, that's all I care. So there's a couple nice fish there today. Let me see if I can go to another picture here. So this is Big B Bassin. He looks cold, or warm, I guess you could say. He's definitely dressed for the weather. But there's a nice largemouth. Backyard Bassin 81. That's a beautiful fish right there. So he's actually the person that told me about these. I was going to the other camera about these moccasin lures, these jigs. So if you actually go on moccasinlures.com and type in BYB81, it's like a 20% discount. So he's the one that told me about it. He's got a live stream like every Monday night. I think he does another one too that I try to jump on as much as I can. Full of knowledge. This dude's way more knowledgeable than I am. Knows how to talk through it all. He's got tons of equipment and gear, stuff like that. But it's a great person to kind of get to know and all that stuff. So here's another one, Delirious Angler. So this dude, the one thing I like about his is he always doctors up his photos. So obviously nice largemouth there, not too big, not too small, but he's just got this cool style that he uses with his pictures. So I've been following him for a while and just happened upon this one, and I'm like, hey, that one's actually pretty cool. I'll use this for what I call Instafish. Now, hardcore _ hook sets. That is a beautiful smallie. That's what I want. I want a big, fat smallie. Wait, let's see. Is that an oxymoron, a big, fat smallie? I think it is. But either way, that's a beautiful fish. I absolutely love smallmouth. Pound for pound, definitely the strongest fish I've ever caught. I mean, I think I've had a better fight from some smallmouth than I did the northern I caught or the gar that I caught. I mean, smallmouth are just very, very strong fish. And here's the last one. Chef Bad Bass. Just a cool photo. He looks like, I mean, look at those clouds in the sky, all that stuff. I just think it was a really, really neat photo. So I figured I'd grab it off of there and share it with you guys. So I will put, I was going to say I'll put the links down below to their Instagram, but I feel that sounds like work to me. Maybe I will. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that was Instafish. All right, back to things here. I'm on vacation until the first of the year. Let me know if you want to fish. Oh, really? Okay. My dad and I watched Irishman. The end is great. Be careful. Don't spoil it for me, please. Like I said, I'm halfway through it, so I've got to keep going. I've got to get through it. Dominic Troxel. What's up, Bob? I love you. Dom. Oh, how sweet. Dominic is one of my teenage son's friends, and he's a fan of BP fishing. So there you go. Bro, I fish with my puppet. Yeah, that's what it says. I fish with my puppet Jimmy. See in some of my springtime videos. Okay, I'll check it out. I will definitely check it out. I don't think I'm actually subscribed to you, so I definitely got to do that. I'm gonna go on right now and see if I am. I don't believe I am. I may be, but I don't know. I'm gonna try this. See if I could do this real quick. Let's see. Okay, I'm not subscribed to you. But I am now. So there you go. 708 videos. Holy cow. A lot of videos. Well, that's the thing, guys. If you are a creator, if you do have fishing videos, check out, everybody else in these comments. Just check it out. See what they've got going on. Check out their videos. If you like their content, subscribe to them. I subscribe to a lot of people. Again, it's to throw more knowledge into my head, to support other people. A lot of people come on and support me that I've never met before, and I really, really appreciate that kind of stuff. And I want other people, I want to support other people as well. So I will definitely definitely get through some of your videos and check out some stuff. It looks like you've got a variety of stuff on here, so I will definitely have to do that. Well, I think that's going to be it. I just want to jump on here, make sure a few things are working. I'm excited to fish. I cannot wait. It's going to be such a blast. So cool to be able to do. I feel like a kid again, you know, being able to go out there and fish. Hopefully I'll be able to catch some stuff and create a video and get it up next week. I might be able to do 2 videos depending on how Saturday and Monday goes. So hopefully that'll work out and catch some fish, at least one. I mean, if I catch one fish, it makes a video right there. The hard part is if you go out there and get skunked, who wants to watch that? You know, and that's why a while back I started my One Fish Friday or Random Fish Friday videos, because you go out there, you catch, you know, you work your butt off all day, you're out there fishing, and you catch one fish. And it's like, all right, how am I going to create an entertaining story out of this? Unless something cool happens while you're out there, it's like, I'm just going to keep this one and figure out what to do with the video later. And that's why I created One Fish Friday. So, yeah, almost an hour. That's way too long. I can't believe some of you guys have stuck around that long. So, I have a lot of mic on my channel. The first video has some walleye and bass. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. I love to see some walleye stuff and some bass stuff. And I mean, I'm mainly a bass fisherman, but I love checking out all sorts of stuff. So, all right, let's see. Chuck Bobby Fish Gun a few videos back. Good fishing. Stay warm enough. All right, cool, man. Definitely nice to see you. Nice to chat with you. I'll watch anything you post, Bob, as long as you're in the video. Oh, Dominic, shot it. I think we're going to end the show. I think this is it. Did it end?